Hey, this is Lance McGowan, and this is part 2 of, hey, how do you use essential oils for everyday living in the most safest and effective way possible? Well, this was the doTERRA convention recap for 2018 with an expert panel of folks that not only know their stuff, but they live it out themselves. And so I covered that with my little video here, and we're going to get into part 2 right now.
Dr. Heisel, Marissa. Yes, I love the cheers before, it's fantastic. Reducing stress is something that you're very passionate about, especially when it comes to children. We sent you a sneak peek of our kids line. Anybody excited about the kids line? As a chiropractor, talk to us about the importance of early self-care and how this new kit's going to help us to take care of our children.
Thank you. So children really do have this incredible innate ability to know what helps them. The challenge that they have is being able to communicate that to us. This new collection is going to provide kids with a positive oil experience right from the youngest age. The blends are intuitive to use, they're absolutely safe for kids to start using on their own after initial parental guidance, and it's going to help kids to identify what they need to take care of themselves. Now, this collection beautifully addresses the whole child, body, mind, and spirit, and it's going to help children to really understand how all of those different facets are so important to create good health. Now, within each of those areas, body, mind, and spirit, we have a calming blend and a stimulating blend so that children can choose moment by moment what it is that they need to take care of themselves. I see a real opportunity with this kit for parents to be able to model empowering daily self-care rituals for kids. Potentially combined with words of positive affirmation or prayer that children can then draw strength from. Now, this kit has been so thoughtfully designed. My teenagers even immediately gravitated to the tactile feel of the kit, to the graphics that are then continued on the bottle, so it's perfect for kinesthetic young learners. The silicone cap of the carabiner is fun, they're brightly colored, they'll be perfect for transporting wherever the kids want to take them. And the flashcards are really simple and easy to use. So for young kids or non-readers, we also have an icon on each of the blends to help them recognize what that particular blend is for, which is absolutely perfect. I want to run through a couple of the different kits with you. We have the blends for the body. We have, I'm going to go blank on it for a second. We have the blends for the body, and what I want you to think about when you think about those blends are the word resilience. What we're seeing a lot these days is a real challenge with young children to mount an appropriate immune response to illnesses. And these two blends are perfectly diluted to help support the body that way. The blends that are for the mind, thinker, and calmer, the perfect word to describe that is restorative. Think about all the stresses that children are under these days, the amount of mental health issues and emotional health challenges that we're seeing. And these blends are perfect for helping to affirm and redirect a child who might need it. And then the blends for the heart, think of the word reassurance. When we have a child who's really struggling with emotional challenges, sometimes these kids have been exposed to early trauma or adverse events, and that's really undermining their sense of safety and their sense of self-esteem. These blends are really going to help lift that positive energy again that those children need.
Thank you. I know I'm loving those blends. I love Brave. Anybody else love Brave? Let's go along and get up here, I suppose. Hey, Boyd. Yes, cheer first. Thank you all for the cheer. First, I want to thank you on behalf of everybody for the work that you've done to increase our essential oil knowledge and for bringing us the Symphony of the Cells. Another topic you're really passionate about is gut health. Talk to us about digestive enzymes and the possible issues that we could run into if we have some deficiencies there.
Well, deficiencies would be huge in many different areas of the body because the enzymes affect us everywhere. So we're talking inhibiting our ability to digest and assimilate food properly, and then all of the ramifications of that not happening properly. But if you look at the numbers, we have approximately 70 million people in the U.S. Suffer from some type of digestive issue. And you look at that for worldwide, it's not just the U.S., that's approximately a third of the U.S. population. So we find that wherever we travel, the same results, that everybody's complaining about digestive issues. So, which, if everybody's paying attention to that as wellness advocates, that's obviously a hot topic that we should be talking about. Anyway, also looking at a number, rule of thumb is for every 10 years of life, we lose approximately 13% of our enzyme potential. That means that we are not producing, as we get older, we're not producing enough enzymes. So we do need an exogenous source. We need an outside source, and that's why I love TerraZyme. So anybody who's ever heard me talk, they know that I go off on this for about 40 minutes just on TerraZyme, right? So anyway, so we have to have this outside source to help benefit the body. And what are some of the benefits? They're extreme. You have literally thousands of biochemical functions that need enzymes, from anything from taste and smell to touch and nerve conduction, detoxing major organs, and so on and so forth. And so if you talk about one of the areas that I really like to, or I enjoy talking about, is nerve conduction, because if you understand too that in our colon, that the intestines are controlled by nerve conduction. If we don't have the proper amount there, then our peristaltic movement of our intestines doesn't move. It slows down, and most of you have started to figure that out in your 30s and 40s and 50s, that my bowels do not work like they used to. Hence the need for something like a TerraZyme.
Excellent, thank you. I think that leads us right into our next point with Danielle in talking about that gut-brain connection. Can you elaborate a little bit about that and what you found out and how strong that connection really is?
Yes, absolutely. So when I have a lot of people come to me, they say, okay, I want to work on this with either focus or anxiousness or any type of mood. They ask me if there's just one oil I could do, what could I do to get better? And I'm hands down, I'm like, let's focus on the gut. And I always recommend the Lifelong Vitality Pack. But there's actually 3 that I just have as a base, and that's like your starting ground is your lemon oil, Digestion, and Lifelong Vitality Pack. Doesn't mean that there's not others that are important, but just as a base to get the gut moving, like as Boyd was talking about. We got to keep that thing moving, right? So I'll tell a little experience that I had in a second, but 40% of what you eat gets used for the brain. So if you're eating non-nutrient type food, like Twinkie, for example, then that's going to be used in the brain, which is not good. So you want to make sure what you're eating is really good because of that. The other thing is, over 95% of our serotonin is produced where? The gut. It's not produced in the brain. Less than 1% is produced in the brain. And actually, there's other neurotransmitters that are now discovering inside the gut as well. So your gut is the key to anything long-term with brain function and brain health. I'll tell the story that I had this little girl that I saw. She's 14 years old, very unhappy, and a lot of anxiousness she'd been experiencing for several months in school. And she hated going to school. She was miserable. She would just didn't want to even focus. She would make up excuses not to be in her classroom. And one day she mentioned something about having, gastrointestinal discomfort. And so it just was like this light went on. Oh my goodness, okay, so let's get you Digestion. So I gave her a bottle of Digestion, and I said, put a drop under your tongue after each meal and just see how you feel. So the next week, she comes back to me with her mom, and they walk into my office, and her mom were smiling. And I'd never seen this little girl smiling. I didn't know she had teeth. So I was actually excited, but at first I thought, did she get a boyfriend? I literally thought she got a boyfriend, but the mom was apparently happy about it. So anyway, so they come in and they sit down, and I'm like, okay, what's his name? And they said, I said, what's different this week? You guys seem like, things are going well. And the mom said, yes. She goes, that stuff you gave us, it immediately, within 3 minutes, calmed her stomach down, which was really the major cause of her having anxiousness and mood issues. And she said that whole week in school, she functioned so much better. She was happier. She wasn't anxious. and she was doing wonderful. So that's the power of the gut, and that really, the digestion was the key over any other oil that I had used with her.
That's an amazing story. I love hearing that. Paul, as we've been preparing for this panel, I discovered we're brothers in our love for umami. Talk about how you use it and why you use it and how it's made a difference in your life.
Sure. So I was fortunate enough that before the product actually came out, I got to sample it, and from the moment I got it, I was absolutely blown away how good and effective it was. I travel a lot, all the time, normally with my awesome wife, Betsy, who you guys know, but then also with Tiger Rugby, right? And when we're on the go the whole time, it's important for me to be grounded, focused, and balanced. And before umami came along, I used to take the fractionated coconut oil and mix a whole bunch of oils together and try to find a blend that would work for me for that, especially with making decisions, any stresses I was facing. And because of the Buddha wood, the balsam fir, and the black pepper, it's just such an awesome blend. The other thing is the bar, the soap, is phenomenal in the shower. And you know, when you're traveling and you're in the planes or hotels, your skin dries out. Since I've used this product, that hasn't happened. It's been phenomenal. One interesting thing to close, I actually use the aftershave first. I actually put it on and I use it to shave. And I guarantee anyone who's got a head like mine, it'll make the process a lot easier. It's really good for that, and it's all around a great product.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And I love that we're using the products in different ways too, because I actually use the bar and rub it on my head and use that to shave with. So we're both using them in different ways.
Yeah, it's excellent. Excellent for guys.
That's right. Thanks for sharing that.